What's up, guys? Auto Fanatics. So today's the day that the G80 M3 is going to get a little bit of soul and emotion because the car is just so damn quiet. So I'm just going to show you guys a little overview. This is the factory OEM exhaust, and this is the new full race exhaust by REMUS. You can see very, very different system. I mean, look at the difference in silencer between that giant box and this one. This one weighs about 8 pounds. That one weighs about 35 pounds. So I'm just going to show you guys real quick, and this is the reason why I wanted it, is primarily for sound. A lot of the exhaust systems that I was looking at, I probably watched hundreds of videos over and over again at night, with headphones, without headphones, with speakers. And a lot of the systems that are on the market, a lot of them sounded like my Alfa Romeo. And I wanted something that didn't sound like my Alfa Romeo. And to be honest with you, after listening to everything, that big YouTuber Shmee out in England, he had the same system on his Isle of Man green M3, and it sounded freaking insane. And there's just a specific tone. If you guys aren't familiar with REMUS, check them out. They're based out of Austria. They're one of the largest OEM and aftermarket exhaust manufacturers, if not the largest in the world. This is full stainless steel. It's got a 2-year warranty. That was another thing that I want to talk about, is a lot of the exhaust systems on the market, they're coming from China. They have no warranty. They have fit and finish issues. Yeah, they look shiny and nice and polished on the internet. But to be honest with you, I'm not going to overpay, you know, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 for an exhaust system that's made in China. And all these companies in China that manufacture them were reaching out to me on email and Instagram ever since I took delivery of the car, say, hey, we'll get you a titanium exhaust system, $1,200, whatever. That just shows you. So if they're going to sell me the same exhaust system for $1,200, and the vendor in the USA that's doing all the marketing and promo on social media is going to sell it to you for $6,000, it just doesn't make any sense to me. So I wanted to go with a reputable brand. I wanted a warranty, and I also specifically wanted to remove the secondary cats. Now, another thing I want to tell you, I contacted, because we have accounts with REMUS and all the exhaust manufacturers through my business. They would not get us this system, okay? We asked, they wouldn't get it. All they were offering was from here back, okay? This is what they call the rear race section. Then they also had various like chrome tips, which we didn't want as well. We wanted the black chrome, they just weren't in stock. So the section over here, you can see here, we have the 2 middle resonator boxes. In Europe, they call that the OPF center. This is what these little block-off caps are for the OPF filters. So they're making these things quieter due to increasing regulations with governments worldwide. So I wanted to do this section straight, okay? I didn't want to make a cut here and then kind of fudge it. I've actually seen a lot of guys that are having fitment issues and then they had to go weld it. I didn't want to do that. So we have a restriction here. These are considered as secondary cats. There's no O2. There's the O2 on the downstream downpipes. And over here, I believe there's an X or an H in one of these. I'm not exactly sure. And then you have another restriction. And then you have the giant muffler. So the car just doesn't have any sound. And this thing is going to wake it up. And I cannot wait to get this thing bolted on the car right now. So you can see it there. I'm not going to show you the install. It's very, very basic. It's literally just piecing it together like a puzzle. What I want to show you, though, I have my calipers in my hand. So the OEM pipes come in at 69 millimeters, and these pipes come in at about almost 75 millimeters. So larger diameter piping. They didn't do an H pipe or an X pipe. And if you go on YouTube, there's some really, really cool videos of the REMUS factory. One of the only companies in the world, they have a $12 million room where they design and tune the sound of their exhaust systems, and they dyno them. So I think on the dyno, this thing might make another 15 horsepower or more, but definitely larger diameter tubing, less restriction. It's going to make the turbo spool up quicker. It's going to definitely build horsepower and torque, but I really think the car definitely needs a little bit more power, but it really, really needs more sound. So I cannot wait to get this fitted. Also, the finish on this is stainless steel, but what they do, they run it through a machine that I think it's called shot blasting or shot peening, where it pulverizes the stainless steel and it actually strengthens the molecules and the wall to make it stronger, but it also causes distortion. So there's extra quality control that goes into REMUS and what they do. And to be honest with you, I actually imported this straight from Europe, and we are now set up with an account. So if anybody that watches this video in the United States is interested in the full-blown system here, you could always contact me through the AutoFanatic website, send me an inquiry, and I will give you a quote shipping this directly from Europe. Now, I contacted distributors in several parts of Europe, and a lot of regions in Europe prohibit this full system. They'll sell the OPF back, which is kind of like this section here. They'll sell the rear box. But they were having an issue with trying to supply me with this whole front section here. And I didn't want to fudge it, like mix and match and piece things together. I wanted to do one brand. I wanted to do a system from the front to the back. And this is what we finally got. It took a couple of weeks to get here, but I'm finally happy we got it here. I actually paid over $700 to air freight this via DHL, because that's how anxious I was to get this over here. All right, guys, another thing I wanted to show you as well. On the OEM system, they crushed the pipes over here, which is actually also another bottleneck in the flow on both sides. And on the REMUS system, it's not crushed. They actually designed it a little bit differently. You can see the curvature here is a little bit more aggressive than over here. Maybe that's how they compensated it, but that's just something else I wanted to show you as well. So I just swapped over the valves and everything over in the hangers to the other system. Another thing too, like I mentioned, it's nicely laser engraved here. This system is for motorsport and or export only, okay? Most of Europe and most of the United States, especially California, prohibit, and this is not street legal for most of you guys. So just wanted to re-emphasize that in the video and show you the bottleneck on the crumple section towards the rear box. I wanted something a little different. And this is what I chose based on the tone, the warranty, and the fact that it was hard to get made me want it even more. So stay tuned. We'll come back in a couple of hours or possibly in a couple of days. We'll do some sound clips. We'll do some drive-bys, cold revs, and this thing is going to be a freaking monster. So I can't wait to show you guys, and you guys are going to be blown away because there's not a lot of videos on YouTube of this system. So here we go. We're going to get started right now, and I'll see you guys in a little bit. so that's the video on the full REMUS race exhaust. This is the one that deletes the secondary cats. Full 76 millimeters front to back. This is the one that you can't get from anybody in the States. So if anybody's interested in this exhaust, send an inquiry through the AutoFanatic website with your address, location, and I'll work on a quote to see if this is something that you want to do. We'll import it and bring it in for you on a per order basis. So you can hear the car right now is in sport mode, and now it's warmed up, it's idling, it's super calm. There's no drone, there's no issues. Now you will get a little bit of a drone on this car. This is the 6-speed manual, so the gearing is different than the X drives. You get a little drone between like 2200 to 2800. All you got to do is just hit the throttle or downshift into a lower gear and you're fine. Also, number one thing about this exhaust, I don't know about all the other exhaust systems, this exhaust is so extreme and so loud and so deep in the frequency zone, you have to permanently delete active sound design from this car. Now the 23 models are a little bit different. I'm going to post a video showing you guys how to permanently do that with the BIMR code test flight beta app, because you have to do it on these newer cars. Otherwise, you are gonna be unbearable driving with this thing in the car. So once you permanently delete the active sound design, there's like no obnoxious drone or anything in the cabin. So FYI, if anybody's actually wondering about drone, a lot of the drone is coming from that. There's like a microphone somewhere in this car that picks up the exhaust notes and it kind of amplifies it through DSP. And this exhaust is so extreme that it will actually blow your eardrums out inside the car, and nobody's gonna wanna drive with you in the car. Trust me on that. Once I contacted BIMR Code, they sent me a specific test flight beta app. I'm gonna show a video on the AutoFanatic channel on how to disable it permanently on the 23 models, which is iDrive 8. The 21, 22 models, I'm not sure, that might be a little bit easier, but this is a little bit of a different prompt and a little bit of a different menu to turn it off. But once you do that, this exhaust is perfectly daily driver friendly. If you want to open it up and get that, you know, crazy personality of this car, it's there for you at the flick of a switch. Also, the Dowler exhaust controller is definitely worth doing. I mean, I noticed a little bit of a difference in tone, but it's also great to have it because this car, due to the software mapping, does some funky stuff with the valves, like it'll partially open and close when you don't want it to when you're under throttle. So with the Dowler, you can leave it 100% open in Sport, Sport Plus when you're really romping on it, and also in efficient mode. So thanks for watching this video. I'm gonna get back in. I'll see you guys in the next one soon.